Have you ever been struggled when you are before a question you are about to solve, or you feel overwhelmed while studying, and the only way out of it was to dump that thing you are doing? If you only study when you feel relaxed or not stressed, let me tell you, you are actually training your brain to be weak. Stay with me. When Albert Einstein died in 1955, a pathologist was invited to examine his body, who secretly stole Einstein's brain and ran away. He preserved it, sliced it, and studied it for around 40 years. And I believe you are asking, Joshua, why? You see, because the world wants to know the secret of what made Einstein Einstein. Documentaries like the one about how Einstein's brain differs from that of a normal human. Many scientists studied his brain, measured it, and made a documentary of how Albert Einstein's brain differs from that of a normal human. And you know something? They found the difference. Like him having more neurons, about 15% more neurons than a normal human, having more synapses, thicker corpus callosum, more glial cells, increase in the size of his parietal lobe, which is responsible for maths and mental images. But you see, for this decade, scientists cannot say that the structure of Albert Einstein's brain was the only secret to these genius. Because brain is not born, but built.
Einstein's success was due in part to his love of solitude. He was known for spending long hours lost in thought, often retreating to his study to work in complete isolation. It was during these moments of quiet reflection that he was able to develop his most groundbreaking ideas. In fact, he once said, "I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious." It was this curiosity, combined with his unique perspective and love of solitude, that ultimately made Einstein one of the greatest minds in history.
Modern neuroscience all agrees about a fact, a term known as neuroplasticity. This simply means the brain changing when it is being used. You see, where effort goes, connection grows. And where comfort dwells, growth dies. Einstein's brain did not just think differently, it was trained differently. And that brings us to the secret of Albert Einstein: brain priming. Brain priming is the act of deliberately putting the brain under stress while learning, just like the way athletes do. You see, athletes do not grow muscles through rest. They grow muscle by stressing it. In that same way, the brain does not grow under comfort. It grows through stress. I will be showing you how to prime your brain through this secret I called brain SAG. The S to the A to the G. If you learn this secret, you will actually understand practically how to train your brain as a genius. The S signifies struggle. This is the first stage in this triplet of brain SAG. And here is the zone where most students give up. Because most times, under stress, while studying, while trying to decipher a calculation, student gives up and leaves it, not knowing that this is actually the secret to training your brain as a genius. When your brain is put under the scenario of struggle, this brings us to the next phase. A. Adaptation. Adaptation is the change in structure and function of the body or cells for the sake of survival. That means under struggle, the cells of your brain begins to change in structure, in function, to be able to carry this load of memory you are entrusting on it. That means when you feel stressed while studying, stay longer. Your brain is changing through what neuroscience called neuroplasticity. And you see, through this adaptive nature of the brain cells, it leads us to the thought, the G, called growth. There is no growth without adaptation, and there is no adaptation without struggle. So when you engage your brain during learning, your brain feels overwhelmed, but after some time, the cells begins to change, adaptation, and then it leads to growth. You will notice that the things that were once difficult in the past are now simple. What happened is that the brain cells have adapted and has grown. Let me explain brain priming using muscular priming in an athlete. If an athlete desires to grow his deltoid or his trapezius muscles or his biceps or even his chest, what does he do? He puts those muscles, those strategic muscles, into stress. For instance, engaging in exercises like push-ups. As he engages in those exercises, those particular muscles begins to become strained. As they are strained, the cells of the muscles begins to change to be able to keep up with this increase in workload. And this leads to the growth of the cells and holistic the muscles. Now, in that same way, when we put our brain under this memory lane, we train our brain to adapt and to go. Because you see, struggle builds attention and effort strengthens memory links. So next time you are reading and you feel overwhelmed or stressed, push a little longer, because your brain is growing and it will culminate to high or higher IQ. Let me give you practical experience. While I was in mid school, my brother will most times engage me during night hours. Sometimes we will spend all through the night solving mathematical questions and competing, and that was very exciting and sometimes stressful. But when I entered into high school, I could be able to solve or decipher most mathematical topics in high school, which my other classmates were struggling with, and this was because of brain priming. When I entered into year 11, that's grade 11 SS2 in high school, I began to engage certain secrets I will be sharing with you in the next video on how to practically prime your brain for any exams, or to make your brain to think or reason or act or live like a genius. I began to engage my brain, and at a certain time my brain will be stressed, but I had targets to meet, and so I kept on. I never knew what was happening to my brain. I never knew that my brain was undergoing a change. And several years later, while in college, I could experience that I could easily break down or understand facts more than others could. Not because I was created differently, but just because my brain was primed. This secret I am sharing with you is the secret to genius. Is the secret that you also can engage. The S, struggle, staying in it until it leads to the adaptation mode. The A, until it leads to the G phase, which is the growth. Stop saying I am not Albert Einstein. That's the wrong question. The right question is, am I training my brain like that of a genius? You see, intelligence is not inherited in comfort. It is cultivated via the corridor of sacrifice, brain priming. You see, if you only study under comfort, relaxation, or ease, you are training your brain to be lazy. Because your brain has been customized by God to grow under stress. We have been customized to grow under stress. So if your studying never feels heavy, it means your brain is not lifting anything. So strain it, stress it, prime it, groom it, and you will grow it. I remain your host, Josh White, living to catch you another day. Shalom.